Good morning. In this video, we will be discussing and addressing the common myths that IFS Cloud may face in the manufacturing community. I am joined today by IFS's manufacturing experts, Andrew Burton and Maggi Slowik, who will be discussing and addressing the common myths that manufacturers might face. We know that IFS Cloud is new but not so new anymore. Let's talk about some of the common myths manufacturers may face and debunk them and also change their mindset.
IFS Cloud isn't new. IFS Cloud is an evolution of the IFS applications platform. The way it is connected and the architecture is new, and the way we are able to update it is new.
And let's take the opportunity to talk about what makes IFS Cloud really unique. So for starters, we have a very strong industry focus. So manufacturing is one of our core industries. We don't claim to be experts at all industries, but certainly manufacturing is one of our 6 core industries. And we really work with our customers to ensure that we develop this deep industry expertise, that we really understand what is keeping these manufacturers awake at night and what the next big disruption is. And we take that feedback into our product planning and product development. That's incredibly important to us from a sort of uniqueness perspective. The other thing that makes us very unique is the fact that we are a product that exists on a single platform, so everything comes out of the box. You don't have to go and purchase a CRM solution from elsewhere or an HCM solution if you didn't want to. So you could have all of these things out of the box from IFS Cloud. The third uniqueness aspect is the fact that we have innovation embedded. So we also encourage our customers to not necessarily go out there and, for example, buy AI out of the box, right? Because we have AI embedded as part of IFS Cloud. It's happening as part of certain capabilities. It's running in the background. It's very intuitive, explainable, and it's increasing our customers, as we call them, moments of service and their productivity. Another uniqueness to point out here is the fact that we offer our customers choice of deployment, whether it's in the cloud or on-prem or even in their own cloud. It really doesn't matter. It's the same product, still IFS Cloud, regardless of that deployment and choice. And last but not least, it's all about that customer experience that I already talked about. So we do release updates every 6 months with monthly service updates as well on top of that. And our customers really take what they need as part of that evergreen approach. We'll talk about that in more detail in a second. And so it's all about delivering that innovation to our customers on a regular basis and making sure that they get what they need based on our understanding of their needs. And this is really what makes us unique, on top of the fact that we have, of course, combined our ERP capabilities with our asset management capabilities and service capabilities that truly makes us differentiated in the market.
Thank you, Maggi. Andy, would you be able to explain on how this relates to our customers?
Yes, what we're doing is we're trying to give as much control to the customer. They can decide where IFS Cloud is deployed, whether it's on their own premises, up in their own cloud, or in an IFS supported cloud. We're also giving them the chance of taking updates when they want to. Now, we roll out feature updates every 6 months and service updates every month, but the customer has the control. They don't have to take them straight away. They can control when they take down those updates to them.
Thank you, Maggi and Andy. It's clear to see that the architecture of IFS is maturing and also to see how this uniqueness might help our customers. Another myth manufacturers have is about smart factory and how it is difficult to instill smart factory solutions. Andy, could you tell us the importance of smart factories as well as explaining the myths manufacturers may have about smart factory solutions and addressing them?
Yes. Smart factory. What is a smart factory? If you ask different customers what a smart factory is, it only needs to be as smart as they need it to be at the time they need it. That's the first thing I think I'd like to say. It's not just for those customers, those manufacturers who can afford new machinery and all of these connected machines on their shop floor and their connected processes. They have the information. You can have, and it can be a journey. A smart factory can be, you can start simply, start collecting the data, start reacting to the data, and then adding in as you go. You could take one production line if you've got many production lines and just look at the data that's coming from that and then build on that. And also now we're seeing that legacy machinery that is too old to be computerized. Imagine a large metal press, for example. Those sorts of machines that are huge, expensive, they're not going to be changed by the manufacturers. Those can now have sensors put onto them, which can then feed back to your systems, your production systems, feedback to show what that machine is doing. Giving the customer, giving the manufacturer real-time data.
Thank you, Andy. That is extremely interesting. Smart factory solutions are an advantageous solution to have because it helps streamline the manufacturing process, and it can also help our customers. Additionally, another myth is about investing in sustainability being associated with cost. And overall, companies find it difficult to get started because they think of it as a challenging endeavor. Maggie, do you agree with this?
Certainly, Tanya, we do get a lot of interest from our customers around sustainability because they're getting a lot of pressure from whether it's their customers or their regulators or sort of employees. You know, there's a whole range of stakeholders who are pushing manufacturers to do something around the sustainability agenda. So it's really become very much of a business priority. And as far as technology is concerned, which is a huge enabler, a lot of manufacturers don't realize that they have a lot of the technology at their disposal and that they can already do things to drive sustainable manufacturing. And so it's really not necessarily a sort of like a cost sort of monster that is necessarily there. It's around sort of looking at those use cases you have put in place and extending them towards your sustainability goals. And again, it's all about sort of data and using that to drive more efficient operations. So you use the data to drive operational excellence, and at the same time you can extend that to drive more sustainable manufacturing. And at the same time, as you're collecting this data and you're seeking these improvements, you will become fit for the future when you will be forced to comply with regulations as they come in place, no matter where you are in the world. And really we want to enable our customers with that preparedness in terms of compliance, but also to use sustainability as a competitive differentiator, which I think still a lot of manufacturers haven't been able to wrap their heads around, and it's a huge opportunity.
Thank you, Maggie. That makes a lot of sense, and it's interesting how you highlight that sustainability and digital transformation are interlinked, and particularly that operational efficiency can naturally lead to sustainable manufacturing. One myth that is commonly spoken about is about integrations. Manufacturers tend to have a lot of systems, and integrating them with your ERP can seem like a daunting task. Andy, how easy or difficult is this with IFS Cloud?
Manufacturing systems in their entirety can be very complicated. You can have a lot of legacy systems, applications. These all need to be connected together. They need to be kept in time with each other. They need to understand where the data is kept, where the master data is kept, in which one. IFS Cloud has been designed so that it can connect, it can integrate to these external applications, if necessary, to make life easier for those connections so that it's not so difficult. But with multiple platforms, there is the risk of releases getting out of step. Software releases are coming thick and fast nowadays. We all expect things to just be updated when new features come out. So that will be happening in all of the platforms in the manufacturing world, if you like, in their little ecosystem of applications. And so you've got to make sure that they're all kept in step and they can all still talk to each other. So integrating is possible, but it would be easier to keep everything together in one single database. It's a lot easier to keep it secure, up to date with the latest software for cyber attack. It also is easier to keep it up to date in terms of if you create a part in one application, you've got to keep it in step with all of the other applications you've got that need part information. You have to decide which one is the master, which one is the prime author. So and it has to be, and now as we're getting closer and closer to real-time data, so that you can make good business decisions around what's happening live, the delay between updating applications is going to become more and more critical. So if you can remove them by putting everything into a single database, you can reduce your complexity, keep it easy, keep it simple, and keep it up to date.
Thank you, Andy. It is clear to see that a single solution such as IFS Cloud not only gives our customers a lot of choice, but also removes a lot of the complexity. Lastly, another myth is about cybersecurity within our platform and third-party risks. Andy and Maggie, could you explain how cybersecurity works within the IFS platform and address the common myths that manufacturers may face?
Sure. So actually, cybersecurity, there's a lot of evidence out there that talks about the fact that cybersecurity can be a big obstacle towards adopting digital transformation. So, we need to respond to that concern, and to that extent, we have made sure that we can provide relief, or we can provide an answer to our customers. We have multiple certifications when it comes to cybersecurity. We are ISO 27001 certified. We have SOC 1 and 2 compliance, and we're also GDPR compliant. And on top of that, we're also reviewing our policies on an annual basis to make sure that we are on top of emerging cybersecurity threats. So we're constantly reviewing what's happening and assuring our customers that IFS Cloud is secure to use. And coming back to what Andy was saying earlier, because we are a single platform, but by default, we're more secure. So in that sense, cybersecurity is built into IFS Cloud and sort of takes these concerns away from our customers, rather than having to maintain several different disparate systems on the shop floors.
I'd just like to add one extra point in there. We've talked a lot about connecting machines and talking about old legacy machines. There is an issue there around about security, because if you think you're connecting those to the internet, which will then connect to your application, your systems, your ERP system, your manufacturing systems, there is a risk there that they're not going to be modern enough, or their software is not going to be up to date enough to cope with it. And we've seen this is where edge computing can come in, and you can put a defensive wall in there between those legacy systems. So it does mean that you can still connect those older machines into your complete system.
Thank you both. It will be interesting to see how cybersecurity plays a role in the IFS platform. It's also reassuring to see how IFS Cloud is addressing manufacturers' concerns about cybersecurity, and why this doesn't and shouldn't be a holdback for concern for future investments. I hope you've enjoyed listening to us debunking the myths. If you would like to learn more or get in touch with Andy or Maggie, you can reach us at ifs.com and get in touch with us today.